also a country called Georgia in Europe. I do not live there. Greener pastures. Wait, what? Improve the peasant tools to increase the yields. Swear to assign temporary labors. Sure. Lingering mist, so if we fight in that city. Need Empire skill. All heroes gain XP 200% faster. That's all my Imperium. That's a lot of dudes. Oh wait, her. That's the vampire mommy from the South Cities. She's leading these. Oh, she made a new place there. So she had a city there. That's the one I destroyed earlier. So the question is, will I win before she gets here? Man. Well, Tears... I really want to use that Tears spell. I think it'll be ready for the final battle. Make another Painbringer. Okay, this can expand again. See, Valkeeper. Alright, catapult towers are done. Wait, Stygian observers. Vampire teleportation circle. There she goes. One of her people's riding an elephant. Is it a vampire elephant? Okay, so save. Key on the warden. Fell near to the knife. Alright, so Urvatog the Deathless God is not in this army. And that's good, because he was a major pain in my butt. So this might be the final battle of this mission. Oh dang, he's not even waiting, he's just running in. Alright. Okay, summon some corpses to animate. Thunk! There goes half of that hero. Oh, we got blood parasite too. Oh my god, our ranger's arrows have blood parasites now. It's crazy. Hex on that. Egg. Alright. It's funny because, like, when you play this game, the first time you play the Giants and you look at their abilities, you're like, oh my god, these are overpowered. Then you play the Dragons and you're like, oh my god, these are overpowered. And then you play the friggin' Cthulhu Nightmare Creatures and you're like, Jesus, these are overpowered. And then, like, you play the Vampires and you're like, good god, these are overpowered. Like, this is like every race. It's like, who's gonna get their OP busted stuff first? Alright. Where is it? Tears of the Crimson Sovereign. When cast, and for the next 2 turns, up to 3 enemies take damage and have a 90% chance of getting blood parasites. Up to 3 friendly units will get healed. Launch. Very subtle. You sound like Renoir from Expedition 33. Like I just heard the cane come down for a second. So there's a parasite, there's a parasite. But it's kind of reminds me of the Calamity Dragon thing, where it's just like every turn you're slowly winning as long as the enemy's wasting time. They're just getting chipped down. Lightning. Constricted, nice, that guy's stuck. Oh, we got a Rose Knight! Look at him. Blood Rose Drain. Target corpse revives as a Thorn Skeleton. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, we were on the receiving end of those guys before. Alright, go into the mist. Alright, so Tormenting Lash. Whip it. Whip it good. Torment. Alright, Mistling. Zap this guy. Okay, that is a hero unit, so just even though it's really low, I don't want to let it live, so finish him off. Oh, it became blood maggots. Corpse Gorge. Gain a stack of strength with these units. Wait, so they can eat a corpse. Nom 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 nom. And now they're stronger for 3 turns.
I feel it, champion. The connection's weak. Stay focused. One last push. For Mukluk for all of us. Champion, help me. There's too much this power, it's so wild. Get to the prime sub. Mukluk. I'm giving you Bezos bucks.
It's so wild. Thank you, Snuffles. Oh my goodness. That's funny. Doom bats. Alright, we're pretty deep into this battle, so I'm gonna do it. Battlefield Restoration. Heals the entire battlefield and gives them all a whole bunch of buffs that last for many turns. And I think they'll last till this battle's over. Oh god, it's lagging the game. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh wait, what? Oh. I see. Mukluk Labs ended up as a result in a class search query. What did you Google? I'm honestly curious. Fighting with Google's SEO is a nightmare. I'm not very good at it. Alright, so we... This guy died, became blood maggots, and then we reanimated him. Do that. Heal on those three. Okay, killed another one of their hero units. The blood maggots will eat the giant undead crab. They are very hungry. Where's I took that out? I don't know where this one is. Alright, just end turn on that one. Loom dry. Zap zap. Painbringer. Okay, blood maggot. Bone wyvern. Muck's turn. Second wind. No corpses to animate here. Wand of Blizzards. Skitterlings kill that ranger. Spirit Wolf finish off the enemy banshees. We're getting so many blood maggots, oh my god. Deathstalker. Jump on that guy. Missling. Zap that. Maddie, shoot him. Vowkeeper. Throw a heal on those. Other blood maggot, don't know where that one is. Jaya the priest. Get that out. Let's see, Tears of the Crimson Sovereign is still going. Or Tentacle. Yeah, we got this. All of the regens ticking. Dude, these bloodworms that we're summoning all over the place, like, they're really weak, but we just keep summoning them. Reanimated another crab. Those are dead. Send this over here to take out that. Those archers are dead. Rose Knight, charge these. Bone Wyvern, finish that off. Blood Maggot is stuck at the moment. Alright, so one downside to the blood maggot thing is the blood maggots spawn out of a corpse, right? So they're always standing on top of the corpses that they came out of for a turn, and then you can't reanimate them. Oh, I didn't realize the wolf could just climb the wall. Swarm the Painbringer with maggots? Ha, I'll try. Whip. Tentacle. Alright, at this point, it's just like the dregs. Well, actually, no, there's another Painbringer over here, so it's within the realm of possibility that this could kill one of my permanent units. So I won't put it on auto just yet. This maggot is. You're pretty low on health. Decompose. And we'll cure the wolves because they've got a lot of debuffs. Boom! Snipe! Oh, Niger. Imagine getting shot with an arrow and then getting shot with a boulder. Bad day. Alright, at this point, this fight's in the bag. Okay. Let's put it on auto. At this point, we just need the army to converge and take out this last pocket over here, and we've got the city. Auto, of course, not quite as intelligent as a human doing it, but it's very, very fast, so when it's time to just unga bunga and roll over what's left of them, this is fine. $150 combat casting points later, this is not fun. It using up the combat casting points is fine, but the thing is that also comes with it using mana, which is less fine. But we currently have 1600 mana, and again, I have a very strong theory that this is the last part of the first mission. But we'll find out if I'm wrong after this. Oh my god, the ballista just critically hitted my warlock. Freaking rude. Alright, it's just that last tier 4 unit now. Boom! The cinematic camera shot of the boulder. Great sword, shielding chestplate, sword, and crossbow. Oh. Urvatog defeated in combat. Okay. So he... Why were you with your army, idiot? Auto. Like, you're strong, dude, but there's a lot of us. Great hammer. Unsung hero of the night. With his banishment complete, the crypt of the deathless god lies in ruins before you, and your job here is done. Impressive stuff, observes Griselda with a remarkable hint of awe. She stands beside you for a while and takes in the devastation you wrought. I mean it, you know. You prevented the arch-vampires from reuniting under a common master once more. I gotta admit, I never thought I'd feel any kind of admiration for a vampire in my life, but, well, you changed everything. Griselda stops and chuckles. What's your name, anyway? Far off a wolf howls into the night, ushering a new age for vampire kind. What the future holds none can tell, and perhaps it is better this way. I never introduced myself to them? Walk off into the night. Such an edgelord. Win a game as an elder vampire. Complete Throne of Blood, Blood and Courtship. Nah! Don't do that. Oh, victory on Rued Dravania. You have brought about the Blood Reckoning and unleashed a new age for all vampire kind.
Thus, the deathless god was slain by one of his own progeny. This blood reckoning was felt by all vampires, far and wide. And in their cold and blackened hearts stirred the anxious fear of anarchy and opportunity. With his crypt now unsealed and vacant, the title, throne, and dominion of the Blood Emperor Eternal would once again fall to oblivion, as the hunt against vampires waxed fierce, even by their own kin.
Schmuck has proven worthy to ascend. Will you grant Schmuck her ascendance? Sure. Select an ascension trait. At the start of combat, summon a blood maggot. Ooh. Sustains 10 unblockable physical damage, gives 40% damage per turn. Frozen. Deep Caller. Target enemy unit suffers 45 physical damage and defense is constricted. So you can shoot tentacles. Support abilities apply Clinging Mist, Cultist. Torment and Pain. Deep Calling. I don't think I'm going to use this character again, honestly. Mukluk? Yeah. It's a lady goblin, so it's She-Muck. Schmuck. We didn't put a lot of thought into it. Wait, is that it? Is there not another story realm? Hang on. There's a challenge realm. Well, there's tons of challenge realms. But that's not related to the story, I don't think. Yeah, see, there's story realms. Story realms are the, campaign. Huh. Well done. Yeah, so story realms are the campaign. And I guess that, and like the Archon Prophecy had multiple story realms. So for example, this is, Empire and Ashes Story Realm 2. This is Eldritch Realm Story Realm 1, Eldritch Realm Story Realm 2. Archon Prophecy. Now, to be fair, like some of the their content didn't even come with story realms, like the dragons. That one had like one challenge realm, but no story realm besides that. Twilight Realm, a realm of eternal dusk where the remnants of fallen empires fester in bitter rivalry. Well. I want to go to character creation just to look at some stuff. Hang on.
Your journey starts here.
Yeah, it's fine.
What is your people's form? What is their origin culture?
So, recapping. What all did they add with the vampire stuff? They did not add a new culture. So for that reason, we tried out the Oathsworn, which that's because the Oathsworn came out with Ways of War, and Ways of War does not have a story campaign. So it was just a way of me trying out Ways of War stuff and also trying out the stuff from the vampires at the same time. So Ways of War, there's 3 subcultures of the Oathsworn. We did Strife. This right here was really strong. Raising and Pillaging takes 1 less turn. So going from 2 turns to 1 means you just start it, end your turn, and at the start of the next turn it's done. So it was huge having that be just 1 turn. And getting some Imperium and stuff is always nice. The other bonuses, kind of meh. The units for them, like the healer for Oathsworn is okay. The healer has like an AoE heal, but on a like 3 or 4 turn cooldown. Whereas like Architect, for example, can heal 1 unit, but every single turn. So the healer was okay, but the other units felt very like foddery. I didn't love the culture units that you started with. Yeah, there was none with shields. There was just like a... Well, I'm sorry, there was a tier 1 unit with shields that died very, very easy. And then the tier 3 unit was this guy with the mace, and he was pretty squishy as well. So I wasn't a huge fan of the culture just because of their culture-specific units. Haven't tried Harmony and Righteousness yet, but I don't think this is going to be like a new favorite of mine. Going forward...
What defines their society?
I don't think there was anything new here. We did find out that you can't take Fabled Hunters with Oathsworn, which was new for me, because I almost always take Fabled Hunters. I'm trying to remember if there was anything new here for vampires. The new Dark rework. The new Dark rework was added to the base game for everyone, so I had already played the new Dark rework when we did one of our previous playthroughs, before I even owned the Vampire DLC. Okay, so I'm just gonna pick 2 of these, whatever.
Choose your first
New
tome.
tome. There is some new tomes. I don't know. Yeah, Bloodright was interesting. So there was the new. Let's see. Can I see the tome library? It's not gonna let me right now. Anyway, the Bloodright thing was pretty interesting, as well as some of the stuff it led to. This whole thing where like you upgrade bleeding with blood infestation, and if they die, they become a blood maggot. That was interesting. And then like the new tomes included some of the new units, and the tier 5 ones were nasty. Like most of you will remember the one level I did where I had to fight the Deathless God guy, and then he had 2 of those tier 5 units, and they just wouldn't freaking die. The battle was so long. So they are very, very strong. And then outside of that, they added some new stuff. So Champion and Wizard King were in the game at launch. They've added dragons, eldritch sovereigns, giants, and now elder vampires. And elder vampires, you can be a pureblood or a hybrid. We chose a hybrid and made it part goblin. Pureblood
Reveal yourself.
looks all like this. Cool armor on the horse, by the way. So the vampires have some interesting stuff. They can start out with all of the usual class options. They don't have any limitations here, but they've got their own little vampire skill tree, just like the others have their own little vampire skill tree. The human has one, the wizard has one, the eldritch, dragon, giant, all of them. But the vampire ones, dude, I felt like the vampire was, especially if you take that Grave March thing, was like a better necromancer than necromancy. You know? It also offered a new way of making your units undead with that one new tome. Because you could have your units be vampiric, or you could have them be like skeletal, but either way they're undead and they gain bonuses from being undead. But the vampire guy had like, you know, mind control, just like the eldritch one, or a chance to mind control when you did drain blood. It had fast movement by like turning into bats, and you could like fly over the battlefield even if you didn't have a flying mount. It had some really powerful abilities, like I said, like Grave March was the one that I was using the most, where it's just every turn I reanimate something. That was pretty cool. Downside, they only heal on sunless terrain.
What is your
So like,
ruler's
if you're
origin?
playing a map that's not sunless, you need to be able to like heal your Vampire Lord on like turn 1, because your vampire might be starting a lot of battles at low health. So that is something to consider, but it is quite strong. Another thing is Sunless said that it removed certain features from land. It did not mention it removed snow or gloom, but it did. It did
Choose your
compete
first
with snow and
tome of
gloom.
magic.
So
What is the
I wish
origin
that
culture?
tooltip, usually this game's tooltips are fantastic, but I wish that tooltip had been a bit better, because it would have changed
your destination.
my decision making for how I designed that little race that we had. But all in all, it's pretty good. Oh, there was also that one unit that was like a bat that was a ranged unit, but it only did 10 damage. It like screamed at foes that were far away. That unit was terrible. It was squishy and it did like no damage. That was like a waste of a unit slot. The tier 1 bats that were really weak were at least really cheap, so you could like fill an army with them really easy. And they had bleeding on enemies and life drain on self. So if they weren't like popped by an enemy, they could sustain themselves through lots of low damage, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I think that's it though. So that was the Vampire DLC, Thrones of Blood and Gargoyle. I don't know why they say and gargoyle. It's just Thrones of Blood. What is the gargoyle bit? Is there something else in there that I missed? Gargoyle update overview. Is that like a future update? Maybe gargoyle is like a future update. Gargoyle update. Okay. The Gargoyle 1.1 update. Let's see. Elder Vampire. Is this just a bounce patch? They just updated the gargoyle. What did they do? Okay. I thought that was like another DLC and I got confused. Well, all right. Well, so that was Thrones of Blood. It was pretty cool. I think it added some nice stuff to the game. I wish the story had been longer, especially since we just played Archon Prophecies and it was 2 maps that were quite long. I was kind of disappointed in how short the story mission was. And yeah, I could play like another mission if I wanted to. But it would be, you know, not designed for the Vamps. So like if you were playing the Vamps on another map, then you would have just like the only sunless area would be right around where you started. It would be pretty brutal. That would be an additional challenge. Might be something I tinker with later on, but that is it for this one.